guess the next part is public comment. Is there any public comment? Is Ellison? Yes.
I would like for the board to consider placing an item on the next board meeting agenda that deals with contract administration within the district. I've been holding on to some documents for about 4 months, 5 months, that does not reflect well on the district's handling of its contracts with the road repairs, the asphalt repairs and replacements, and some of the other contracts. And some of the problems with the documents that I have is that the mistakes were made primarily by the district and violate portions of Nevada revised statutes. And the most serious problem with that is that it's not the district that would serve the punishment or incur the punishment, but the contractors instead. Some contracts have not been completed in full accordance with the NRS statutes. Contracts have been broken into different parts to avoid the prevailing wage law. And so I actually have a suggested remedy for the problem, but I would like for the board to place that on the agenda to have a discussion about the situation and the problem.
Are we aware of this contract problem?
I'm not sure specifically which ones or what Barb's addressing, so that's something we can...
Do you have background information you can get to Aaron?
Yes, I do.
If that's the case, let's absolutely get it on the agenda. But if you can get that to Aaron so he can come up with a solution or recommendation.
I have a recommendation that'll surprise all of you. And it's actually very simple.
Don't have contracts?
That's
Actually, the city, I've looked into the way the City of Mesquite administers their contracts with contractors, construction contractors, and I can tell you that they have one of the most awesome processes. They have all the checklists, they have all the documentation there. In public meetings, they go down every bid item by item by item, verify that everything was submitted by the contractors, that it complies with NRS, all the provisions of NRS, which, let me tell you, are a lot. And they just have an excellent, excellent process. And I simply recommend that the water district go down, get the forms, and do it exactly the way the City of Mesquite does it.
maybe if we
I know that's a scary thought that the city is doing something right.
Easy.
maybe if we hire a new manager, that'd be something that would it'd be good to discuss when he was on board.
Thanks.
So that's my public request.
I'm Joseph Davis. I'm the general manager over at Mock Valley Water District, and I've been wanting to come over for about 8 or 9 months, introduce myself, and in the past I was lucky enough to be able to come over, and we used to share resources all the way back in the 80s. I used to come over and help, and you guys used to come over and help us, and that's kind of gone by the wayside over the last little while, and it's one of my personal goals is to make sure that the resources that we have and the resources you guys have, that we help each other out. And Aaron's been fantastic over the last 8 months. We've been communicating quite a bit on projects and other things, and it's nice to be able to take and call somebody up, response and be able to go through things, and even right down to, to Wes. He's been the same. I've had the pleasure to talk to some of you guys at our arsenic treatment facility on the phone. Others I have not met yet. But it's one of those things that we're two sister cities, and being able to take and at least communicate and help each other out on the things that we have, between sharing parts and various other sundries that we have. And so it just seemed like the timing was never right to come over. You guys always had something that was coming up, and unfortunately, I pulled your agenda up yesterday, and I'm like, holy moly. And so I decided, I'm still going to come over because the timing's never going to be right. But I just wanted to come over and at least introduce myself, and I'd like to take and spend some time once you guys get your new general manager, and for us to sit down and get through to a lot of the stuff that we could definitely help each other out with, being small utilities and sharing resources has been one of the benefits that the two communities being side by side, except for football.
Makes sense,
So,
except for football.
except for
Well, one day in the year we can't get along. That'll be all right.
Yeah.
So with that, I just wanted to come over and say, I know you guys got a long, a big hill to climb. We've done the exact same thing over the last 2 years, so it's something that we have two great communities, and I think that we're going to take and prosper when others don't. So.
I think that's a great idea.
Thank you.
I definitely think that
That's good.
we need to look into that, like
we can-
emergency situations,
Get in bed with a bunch of pirates when I get there.
I had an inappropriate comment. But,
They don't even know where the name comes from.
yeah, it's nice to have Wade here, just because there's a new date in the, we're not gonna overlook you, Wade. We're not just gonna discard you for the new girl in town, so.
Okay, see, no other comments, I guess we'll go right on to adjournment.